Hello everyone, and welcome to a new mini-series I've been planning for the longest time. Now this will be a short 9-parter where I review my picks for melee weapons for BLW Jailbreak, bringing up some strats along the way. Now without further ado, let's jump straight into the review. First off, the stock bat. Honestly, I don't like the stock bat. The scout swings at 37.5% faster than other classes swing their melees, but it does a pitiful 35 base damage. That's no good against a crit boosted blue guard. Honestly, almost any weapon should be better than the bat. You won't be killing guards with this scout melee unless you're really good or the guard is really bad. Now the Sandman has a feature that is really useful in Jailbreak. If you press Alt Fire with the weapon, you fire a baseball. Now this is useful if you feel like force baiting a guard and annoying the hell out of them. The utility increases if more scouts have this weapon equipped and you all stand in a stack, then the guards will have no idea who fired off the projectile. The downside of minus 15 health might seem bad, but the only situation where I can imagine you'd need the additional 15 health would be with escaping using B-hopping. A situation where the guards are using hit scan, bullets trying to hit you, and you're B-hopping away. But really, most of the time you'll likely get killed by snipers dealing a flat 150 damage shot or explosives, which are very fatal as well. The Candy Cane has a small upside and a small downside. You'll get vulnerable to explosives, but you'll get a health pack when you kill a guard. I don't see the upside being in play most of the time, as Scout's melee is weak, so you'll most likely not be killing any guards. The downside doesn't really matter much either, since the explosives are deadly when crit boosted, so you'll die anyways. Now the Boston Basher is a great scout melee used in competitive. If you make sure you hit the opponent, they'll be left bleeding, dealing another 40 damage, dealing a total of 75 damage if the guards don't heal. Another hit, and you've dealt another 150 damage over time. That is enough to take out the light classes. If you're careful, you can make it really frustrating weapon to play against. It becomes a deadly force if the guards are too far away from a source of healing such as the armory or medic room. This leaves them at low health and causes them to run off to get healed, leaving one guard less protecting the reds. Who knows, one guard might make a difference between a successful and unsuccessful rebellion. Now the Sun on a Stick has been criticized to be one of the, if not the weakest scout melee. The downside doesn't really matter to me, since I've probably repeated multiple times through this video, you most likely won't be killing any of the guards with a scout melee. The upside of crits versus burning players doesn't really come into effect again, unless you rely on a pyro of the volcano fragment, which most likely won't happen. The other upside of less fire damage might seem good on paper, but will realistically only help if you're fighting against a pyro with a flare gun. A crit flamethrower is deadly, with or without resistance, and a measly 25% won't help you much against something that will kill you within a second. Now the Fan of 4 is the definition of teamwork. It does a measly 9 damage, but in return the target will receive mini crits for 15 seconds. Really, you'll not put a dent in the enemy with this weapon. You'll need your team to assist you in following up on your attack. Still, good coordination will get you far if you use this weapon. The Atomizer is the worst choice for BLW Jailbreak. The upside of triple jumps doesn't apply, since double jumping is disabled anyways. The upside of mini crits in the air doesn't help you either, since you don't have the double jump ability and you'll most likely not hit someone in the air. If you use this weapon, you just have a stock bat that does 15% less damage. There's really nothing good about using this melee weapon. Last off, the Rap Assassin. The functionality of the Rap Assassin is similar to the Sandman, Alt Fire for a projectile. Instead of lost health, you'll deal 65% less damage, meaning each swing you'll deal 12 damage. The Ornament is the main thing you'll be using. It deals 15 damage and causes 40 more bleed damage for a total of 55 damage. This might not be as much as the Boston Basher, but it's safer since you can hide in a stack of scouts and safely deal damage or harass the guards. As with the Sandman, you can hide in a group of scouts using this weapon, leading the guards to not know who threw the projectile. So, my finishing thoughts. This is how I'd rank the scout melees for BLW Jailbreak. The Atomizer is worse than stock because you'll just have a stock bat with a big fat downside. I put the Sun on the Stick in tier B because the up and downside isn't that big and game changing. The chance to use the Candy Cane's upside is rare, but it's there, whilst the downside is minuscule due to the nature of crit boosted explosives. The Fan of War would be a higher tier if you can get a team effort coordinating the push. but if you're solo, you're not going to achieve much. Finally, the S tier. The Boston Basher, if used right, can be a major nuisance to the guards. If you're persistent, you have the ability to take down guards as well. The Sandman and the Rap Assassin are always safe ways to chip away at the guard's health, and if your team has multiple of these scouts, you can hide in the group masking your identity. It's no secret that this is a good scout weapon, and there's a high chance that there will be other scouts using this weapon without coordination. Therefore, it's really easy to mask your actions. So, if you have any other strategies for the scout melees, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to discuss strategies for rebelling or dealing with these weapons and try to apply them in-game. Now, use these tips and hopefully you'll be successful with your endeavors. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time, have a nice day.
Life of Riley.